Hey everyone, this is day 20 where I will be going over Nova, Orphea, and Probius. Nova is from StarCraft. She is a ghost. These are stealth units that do covert operations. She shows up in the StarCraft 2 campaigns. Once in a while, she's a playable character in Wings of Liberty. And these are her abilities. Permanent Cloak. She has the Snipe and Mind Control, but we're not gonna have any sort of Mind Control. Ghosts have a focus on being strong psionic users, which is why she would have Mind Control. She's also playable in her own campaign, Covert Ops, where she has a lot more equipment to use to pick from. So you could customize her gear. And pick between different weapons, such as the sniper, a shotgun, and melee. We'll keep her at just using the sniper, but maybe check out her gadgets or suit upgrades as a talent. Her tier, I would put her at low. Stealth gankers don't thrive as well in ARAM. She's no real hard CC, and if you jump her, she's pretty much dead. Familiarity, medium. So her two heroics, she has triple tap, a lock on high, very high damage. You can see it's about 1000 damage, which I think makes that one of the highest damage ultimates. The only downside is that the enemies can block the shots, either through hiding behind a building or using another hero. Her other ultimate is a global AoE nuke with a long delay, 1.5 seconds. Damage is pretty decent, 435. Onto upgrades, she has reset, fast reload. The problem with it is if the enemy gets killed between the shots by, like, let's say an ally, fast reload will not trigger. So I find that there's some issues with that reset talent. And for her other talent, Precision Strike, she has a second charge and reduced cooldown, Precision Barrage, yeah, it halves the cooldown. That one also feels a bit weird because it lets it be more spammable instead of being stronger. There's also a lengthy delay between before you can use the second charge, I think, of like maybe 10-ish seconds. So it's not like you can draw both at the same time. I could probably check that just to be sure. For other traits, she has Rewind, which I will remove. And reduced cloaking on her trait from 3 to 1 second. I definitely don't feel like that's a 20. Or doesn't feel impactful as a 20. I can maybe nerf the effect slightly and put it away earlier. She also has a free ability in her one, Ghost Protocol. It's pretty much an extension of her E, Hollow Decoy. I'd probably change Ghost Protocol into a talent, just so she doesn't have that freebie as baseline. I would probably change it to be a talent of Hollow Decoy and make it automatically trigger when she gets hit under half health. Junkrat has something like this that triggers his trait, Total Mayhem. We can look at her traits, her talents, not traits. And if I need more inspiration, I will go back to her her playable character in Covert Ops and see if I can pull up anything fitting. I would also be removing Bribe, which she has at 4.
Your support keeps us going.
And she actually has some weird talents, such as attack talents and also anti-armor shells, which lets her hit 2.5 times as hard, but she attacks relatively slower, so her DPS is the same. That lets her burst faster. And she also has a pretty gimmicky illusion build with Rewind and Ghost Protocol. She could actually put 4 decoys at 30% damage each. I sometimes troll around with that. But it's really weird of a theme for her.
Your support keeps us going, friend.
Abilities are Snipe, when she has a quest, she gets bonus damage only when she connects Snipe. I think that was to reduce her burst damage of Snipe. So it only stays high as long as she hits stuff. Pinning shot, hollow decoy, and permanent cloak. I was thinking of removing the hit quest on Snipe and just make it deal bonus damage against heroes instead. So she's slightly weaker against minions. Because her, like, explosive round actually kind of clears minions pretty well. Especially since she had a mana refund and cooldown upon hitting any enemies. Oh, let's see. Ability changes. Snipe. I would remove the passive part. Snipe. Snipe deals 50% bonus damage against heroes. Add. Because the total of that was 55% damage. I'll be definitely removing stuff like Perfect Shot. It just allows her to spam more. Sonic efficiency, we don't really have stacks anymore. Also increases range, maybe we'll keep that part. Explosive round. That deals bonus damage, AoE damage. Maybe we'll probably keep explosive round. And then we have also others. For pinning shot, we have long shot. This helps when you use this one also, anti-armor shell. Notably, her attack range is 1 higher than average, which is 5.5. Pinning shot just does pretty decent slow. Damage is kind of low. Cooldown's pretty long. Yeah, we could keep long shot. I might make it increase the damage of her next attack instead of range. Because I don't know if I like these two, one in the chamber. And anti-armor shells. They feel kind of weird. Like this one, you have to effectively use it, you just use an ability attack and then repeat. I could kind of give her some attack talents. Maybe. Covert Ops increases slow, makes it free. It's okay. Also, another case of asking you to initiate with pinning shot. We have double tap, 2 charges, increase cooldown. I don't know if I really like that for this ability. Because you only initiate on a single enemy. Unless you're using this just to extend the slow. Feels kind of weird. Crippling shot makes sense. Minus armor helps you burst faster. Since you are supposed to be more of a burst. For Hollow Decoy, we have more spam. Don't like that. Hollow Stability increases its cast range and duration. Duration goes up to what, 11 seconds? Cast range is also huge. That one's pretty good. The numbers are actually kind of high though. I'll probably remove the passive part because I don't have Ghost Protocol anymore. Remove. Remove. Ghost Protocol effect. I'll probably add my own Ghost Protocol. Taking damage under 50% health HP. triggers hollow, decoy, and stealths you. 15-second cooldown. So let me just check. This is pretty much how Junkrat is warded. Something like this. Yeah, it makes sense if it only triggers against enemy heroes, but I can't really fit that, so we will just acknowledge that part. Lethal decoy makes it do more damage. It's good. I definitely don't think it's worth a 16 though. It can be moved a lot earlier. For trait, we have advanced cloaking, more speed and mana, so she can pretty much just infinitely spam. I'll probably keep the MS, but I don't like how she actually runs faster than normal with her talent. Because on top of landing the skill shot, to take her out of cloak, you also need to watch her outrun you. So for permanent cloak, I will remove movement bonus. So this one I might just have gain 10% movement speed while stealthed. And that's it, only effect. Ionic force field's pretty weird. It makes her get armor. I mean, she's pretty squishy. This helps her defensively if she gets hit out of stealth or if she initiates out of stealth. So when she initiates part, this part is pointless. When she gets hit out of stealth, that's why I have Ghost Protocol as a defensive measure. I'll probably remove this one. Polo suit, we can have this. Maybe just change the cooldown reduction to like 1 second. And make this a lot earlier. I'll probably change one in the chamber to every, what's her attack speed? 1. Maybe like every 4 seconds. Every 4 seconds. Her next attack deals 100% bonus damage. So I'm kind of like fusing these two. So she has higher burst damage, but you have to time it, and you don't have to use an ability. You can just attack out of stealth every 4 seconds, Or long shot, then I would keep the range. Because this one boosts your auto attack damage. I don't know if I really should give her a mind control. Just bribery for camps. Dominate. So this is probably where Ionic Force Field came from. Uh, this... I was thinking of making it exactly like Zertol's. Ionic Force Field. Where he gets shield while stealthed. So this will prevent chip damage. Shield of Adun. So the warding is like gains a shield equal to 20% of max HP over, let's say like 5 seconds. Five seconds while stealthed. So this is slightly better than giving her armor because this works as a health buffer. Maybe say 25%. So if she takes damage onto her shields, her health stays the same, but with armor, she would still be losing health and she can't gain it back. So this is 5% per second. Cloak activates after 3 seconds. And we can make this one every 3 seconds. This one we keep at 5 over 3 seconds. Because this one she can break invis, attack, and when her cloak comes back, this will be up again. That's a pretty good indicator. Polo Soup maybe also put in reduction to 1 second. Also regenerates mana. Also increases mana regeneration by 50% just to match. Well, one, we kind of took it off this, but two, it matches the source more. This gives more mana. Hollow Decoy, yeah, I feel like it doesn't really do damage. I kind of wanted to do more base damage. 10% so little. So let's see, we have Hollow Decoy. Deals 25% of Nova's damage. And then Lethal Decoy will be maybe up to like 40% from 25 to 40. That's about a 60% increase. Hollow Decoy deals 40% damage. Deals 40% damage now. We could change psionic efficiency part to be snipe gains 15% increased range, and hero bonus damage is now 75%. Perfect shot, I would change this to be a cleanup talent or execution talent. Killing a hero with snipe resets its cooldown and refund its mana cost. I probably put that maybe later. We can just buff explosive round damage to 100%. because it has to hit to deal AoE damage. Refunds its mana cost. Probably change cover op slightly to just breaking stealth. Breaking stealth with pinning shot increases its slow to 60%. And I'll probably split this so you can take both of these talents. So you have to initiate first with pinning shot. You trigger this. You can also use one in the chamber. Oh yeah, all stability. I'll probably, let's just reduce duration bonus to 100%. So it's a clean 10 seconds. Cast range is, we'll just keep it also 100. Even though I think that's really high. We could have rapid projection. We could actually have something that lets her hollow decoy, mimic her ulti. So you usually can only have one clone unless Ghost Protocol procs. Or I don't know if I actually want this to have the decoy effect. Maybe just have Ghost Protocol. Trigger her trait. And she gets unrevealable 0.5 seconds. Let's say taking damage under 50% HP triggers. Activates permanent cloak. Activates permanent cloak. And activates trait and 1.5 seconds unrevealable. Unrevealable. Taking damage under 50% HP activates trait and 1.5 second unrevealable. This would actually go into permanent cloak, I guess. Actually, I don't think I like these two split apart. Let's just remove Apollo's suit. And yeah, just leave Apollo's suit. Let's have this gain 10% movement speed and gain 10% movement speed and increases mana regen by 50% while stealth. Probably have this as like the first one. Maybe we could actually have this be 3 seconds. And have this one be 3 seconds also. So when this procs, it actually guarantees this one to also trigger. Make this 15%. This one maybe like 30-second cooldown. So we don't have rapid projection, we have hollow stability. Increases its duration. Increased damage, and we also have the part where it mimics heroics, where we can call this we just call it Gemini or something. Gemini. Hollow decoy will cast heroic along with you. So yeah, it still deals its reduced damage 25% or 40% with the talent. So we have what? 3, 9, 12, 13. We have space for like 4 more. We have space for a lot. What is worth a 20? I feel like Gemini could actually be a 20 if it has its own... If it can use heroic anytime it wants. Yeah, I actually want this to be... Hollow Decoy can now use heroic ability. This will be at 20. Triple tap, I feel like the cooldown's very long. I think it's too long, really. But total damage is 1,000. So we have, let's see, triple tap here. And precision strike. Second charge and its cooldown is reduced. You can see right. Well, okay, 3-second cooldown between charges. I'll probably change precision barrage so you're forced to use both at once. So precision strike repeats itself, but the second has 50% damage. But has 50% damage and 50% increased AoE. Precision strike repeats itself but has minus 50% damage and plus 50% AoE. So it's harder to get out of the second one also, but it hits softer. So it still also has the 1.5-second delay after the first one lands. I might have perfect shot as a 20 somehow. As a cleanup. It kind of fits. Rewind helps her burst. Perfect shot. I would rather have her use snipe as a cleanup than fast reload because fast reload takes way too long. We could have something like covert mission. Let's see. But it's entirely reworked. Covert mission. Takedowns increase spell power by 5% for 10 seconds. Stacks. So she is a hero killer. So yeah, this is at down there. Explosive round helps. I believe the AoE for explosive round is kind of big. 3.5, yeah, it's actually enormous. This one, maybe we could change this to a talent, which would be breaking. Let's probably put this like maybe down here, the last one. Breaking, attacking, or using ability from stealth. Increases its damage by 50%. Okay, I mean these with this window, this might be. I don't want you to spam stuff under this window, so we can have this back at 0.5 second. I think that's how long Ghost Protocol was. Leave this at 15. Attacking or using ability from stealth increases its damage by 50%. So we could just have a crippling shot because that name fits more for pinning shot. Slow increased to 60%. Remove this one, and then we have long shot. And finally, let's call this one anti-armor shells. Anti-armor shell. Pinning shot reduces armor by 20 for the duration of its slow. I'll assume you can cram triple tap under low duration. I mean, looks like you can't really. So maybe let's buff pinning shot slow duration to like 3 seconds. Because it also has a very long cooldown. Pinning shot slow duration increased to 3 seconds. Just so you can get off with triple tap with the armor reduction. So I guess this can be back to 25% over 5 seconds. I think we have space for 2 more. I'd say takedowns increase. Spell power. Also wanted to think about fast reload. Let's see. We still have burst capability. The damage of snipe stayed the same. We have the armor reduction, and we just don't have rewind for the double snipe. We added her decoy to have a lot of damage. We have, let's see, this attack talent along with long shot.
Initialization in progress. Prepare for combat.
Ooh, I've got butterflies in my stomach. Are you ready?
Their essence will soon be mine. Essence flows.
Time remaining. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
Yeah, I might have something like rangefinder Oculus, increases her range. Increases her vision range and attack range. I'll probably change long shot just to be increased range for crippling shot and snipe. And then psionic efficiency is just increases its hero damage.
Select attack.
So then we would have space for one more and fast reload. I'll probably have the 20 make its cast time and channel time a lot shorter, just so the damage comes out faster. And remove the reset bonus. Snipe will be the one that gets to reset because it's instant. Or near instant. I feel like perfect shot might need slight buff. It feels kind of weak for a 20. So maybe let's make Covert Ops also just apply to abilities, since or Covert Ops. When stealth breaks, increases damage by 20%.
Select a talent.
For a few seconds.
Updating mortality statistics. Select a talent.
Or maybe make Covert Ops go back to pinning shot,
I will help you.
just to emphasize you are supposed to initiate with it. Breaking stealth with pinning shot increases its damage by 100%.
Vital signs negative. Double kill.
You initiate with it because it has the slow and the armor reduction.
Hero jump. Enemy fort destroyed. Kill confirmed. Double kill.
We still have space for one more talent, I believe.
Select a talent.
But I will start putting things in their place. And for fast reload, I will make it be called Lethal Burst. It comes out faster, and then we can make it have a fourth shot. Look at that healing.
Victory. MVP.
That's the reason I put Haka at high tier. Anyways, we have this one. Let's call it Lethal Burst. So we will reduce triple tap cast and channel time is halved. Also adds 1 additional shot. So it's a 33% increase in damage. Triple tap cast and channel time is halved. So this is 0.4 seconds, and this is like 0.375. Between 4 shots, that's about 1 second. So the whole thing goes off in about 1.5 seconds. Let's see, we have Perfect Shot at 20. And we also have Gemini. As a long shot is changed to snipe and pinning shot have 20% increased cast range. We added, now Covert Ops is moved back into pinning shot. Breaking stealth with pinning shot increases its damage by 100%. We have I'm pretty sure I had one more other. And Sonic Efficiency is Hero Snipe. Hero bonus damage is now 100%. And let's see. Permanent cloak, remove movement bonus, ghost protocol has been removed. Has been removed from base kit. I'm going to start putting things down. This can stay at 1. Launch. Oh, okay, I remember. I had rangefinder Oculus increases vision range by 20% and attack range by 1. And her attack range is reduced to 5.5. You need to get that through trait. So we can, this also helps her attacks. This one helps her abilities. This one helps her abilities more because it gives regen also. Okay, let's see. What is at 16? We have anti-armor shell. Explosive round is probably still at 16. Psionic efficiency, it greatly increases her damage, so this can stay at 13. We probably have, where's the long shot? Or rangefinder Oculus. You can increase her spell range or her attack range. Or boost her trait. We also, lethal decoy. I don't know about putting that at 16. Let's see. All stability, I definitely don't think it should be at 4. This one can be a 4, crippling shot. And then we can choose between increasing your damage with covert ops. Or boosting your basic attack damage. Let's see. Yeah, let's try that. So one is like a boost spell build, the other one boosts attack build. This is what, 7? We have space at 13 and 16. I think this can be kind of like 13. I'm just wondering what's for 16. Let's actually have this defensive thing at 16. Ghost Protocol. So this is the single target burst damage. We have that one. You have this one. I'll probably put lethal decoy at 13 actually. And this one can actually stay at 7. Stability at 4. Let's try stability at 4. This one at 7. And then we have this one. 1 at 4, 1 at 13. I have this at 4. This is also damage here. So you wanted a pure snipe build, you go, let's see, perfect shot. Explosive round, silent efficiency. These don't affect snipe, but we have covert mission and then long shot. So we have one more at Polo suit. This is actually reworked. So I think I actually reworked almost everything. So this is snipe, this is decoy. Maybe we have this thing goes visor. Can see stealthed enemies. Yeah, this one, hull stability. I will change this to only hollow decoy has 100% increased duration. Also, I feel like it gives way too much. So then that's done. I reworked almost everything. Nova is an old hero, I believe. Okay, so the next hero is Orphea. She's pretty much my main Orphea. She's also the first HOTS original hero. She is the daughter of the Raven King? Raven Lord? So yeah, she doesn't really have lore. Oh, that guy has a name. Okay, so her, let's see. Her tier, I would put her at... I'll probably put her at high, actually. She has good burst damage if you go dread build, and very high sustain damage if you can land insatiable. She has good sustain with this one, Abyssal Symbiosis, and her trait already gives her lifesteal. This one is very easy to keep resetting, and the effect is insane. That's probably one of the highest armor reduction effects in the game. I think it is the highest. At 50, all armor for 3 seconds. You can see takedowns reset it. But I always go Eternal Feast because I'm used to it. Familiarity, I said she's my main, except I really don't use Final Toccata. I need to actually try that out. I don't go Shadow Waltz build, I go Chomp build.
4, 3, 2, 1. Initialization complete. Eliminate the enemy.
So a notable thing about Orphea, every of her ability has a delay, so it's hard to land. That includes her heroics. Her first also resets if you can land it. It provides mobility. So you need to land things to be effective with her.
Defeated.
No one can stop us. By your hand, we will survive.
Her two ultimates are Eternal Feast, which repeats itself as long as it hits an enemy. It has a pretty short cooldown, 40 seconds, so you can use it pretty liberally.
Select a talent.
Yeah, it has no cap to how much it can repeat itself. But you usually need a good team to help hold the enemy in place because she doesn't really have CC. Her other heroic gives her CC. It's a pull and a stun. So it's a pretty long delay, 1.25. So it's pretty easy to get out of. But if she can land it, she can usually burst the enemy with her abilities.
Healed up. Most impressive. Thank you.
Exceptionally done. Vital signs negative. Exceptionally done. Hero terminated.
Was on a killing spree.
Her 220s, she has Monster Within. Gives her a lot of sustained damage when that thing is active. It gives her chaos and she gets faster cooldown reduction.
Much better. Killing spree. Exceptionally done. Vital signs negative. Triple kill. Killing spree.
Well done.
Well
The problem with that 20 is the enemies usually shouldn't stay in it, so you don't get that much of an effect. And I would also probably give her some defense so she can do a turnaround with that ulti. Probably give her armor while Eternal Feast is active instead. This helps her, like I said, turn the situation around. Because she doesn't exactly have anything like that.
double kill.
Slightly jealous.
Mayhem.
And her other one, I would probably remove the takedown because you're supposed to initiate with, well, the stun, yeah, but I don't feel like making her execution hero or cleanup hero. So I might actually change Crushing Jaws to repeat. Just so you can have like a no man's area against the enemies. Because this one only repeats if it hits stuff, but we can drop this one as a very long-term zoning thing. If it can repeat. So I was thinking of something like Crushing Jaws repeats itself twice. The stun is only, I think, half a second. Yeah, it's pretty short. And if you get hit by one, it's probably kind of hard to get out of the others.
Much better.
Well done, my servant. Let us bind these mercenaries to our service. If we must. Fitting tribute to your master. Most excellent.
Elimination complete.
This one is Engulfing Oblivion. Maybe just one repeat. I don't think I've actually ever given a spell
Hero terminated.
2 repeats. Other than Hinterland Blast, I kind of gave it 3 hits.
Select platform.
So let's say Rushing Jaws repeats itself. And then this one for Monster Within. I would have... gain maybe 50 armor and have the faster cooldowns only during Eternal Feast. And I was thinking of changing the Chaos to actually always apply to any abilities. So it'd be buff, allowing her heroics to gain Chaos.
Triple kill.
Was on a killing spree. A fitting tribute to your master.
By your hand, we will survive. By your hand, we will survive.
Double kill.
Exceptionally done.
Double kill.
Well, shoot. No one can stop us.
Fort destruction complete.
Thus, a fitting tribute to your master.
Well healed. Well healed.
Killing spree has
Ooh, that Monster Within is... While Eternal Feast is active, gain 50 armor and Basic abilities, recharge 150% faster.
Warning. Core under attack by hostile forces.
Get back to work. Move quickly. No
I mean, we could extend it to all abilities. That includes itself. Maybe just 100% faster, double speed. Includes itself.
Much better.
my servant.
By your hand, we will survive.
Core under attack by hostile forces. You are now dead.
And abilities recharge
Core is on
100% faster. So the enemies can't really fight her inside it. We have Eldritch Conduit, which I think is overpowered because of
hostile forces are
the
victorious.
60% spell power is pretty easy to achieve.
MVP.
And spell power also improves your healing. I would actually change Eldritch Conduit to Chaos has no cap. Has no maximum cap. So you can just keep stacking and then do an insane one-shot right-click as long as you have enough chaos. I also wanted to change her chaos overflowing. Chaos is granted with all is granted for all abilities, including heroics. So we have Shadow Waltz, Chomp, Dread, and Overflowing Chaos. And I wanted to move the spell power into Final Toccata. It sounds more of a better fit. That dashing also increases spell power by 10% for 5 seconds, stacks. So the super skill cap thing is moved into Final Toccata, which I need to actually try out. Orphea. So we supposedly have the Shadow Waltz build, which is this thing, just a tip. Uses the cooldown by 1 second. We have this. To Chaos.
talent. First blood.
There must be a reason for this.
Choose a talent. An excellent strike. Choose a talent. Choose a talent. Choose a talent.
Why do you
This
have
is also
to
just
solve the
a
problem?
tip, right? Okay, also just a tip. Wait, what?
This day.
Resets the cooldown, increases the duration by 1 second. That was a pretty short cooldown, 20 seconds. So yeah, if you miss one, then the whole thing's wasted.
Go away and don't come back. Thanks for the relief.
I feel like it's really harsh of a penalty. Like that. Wait.
I'll keep going.
Your enemies fall before you.
Aren't enemies supposed to be scary?
Killing spree.
You're a bother.
That was rather entertaining.
There must be a reason for this.
Oh my gosh.
A killing blow.
Why do you have to be part of the problem?
Show no mercy.
On the run again.
Excellent.
Enemy slain.
The Nexus just got a little safer. There's darkness out there.
Okay, yeah, one is this just sounds way too hard to use, and two, Eldritch Conduit is just so much more reliable. So I'd probably change Fountain to Kata.
Long shadow.
So yeah, I don't think anyone really uses it. So I probably change Final Toccata to Shadow Waltz. It's like this. Hitting heroes with Shadow Waltz resets his cooldown. So it's just a Shadow Waltz upgrade probably. And increases spell power by 10% for 5 seconds. Stacks and refreshes. Be something like hitting hero with Shadow Waltz resets cooldown and increases SP by 10% for 5 seconds. So this would just be a passive. So we have, yes, this thing, Final Toccata. This one, we have Eldritch Conduit. So anything with referencing max chaos would be 3 stacks instead. We have Ancestral Strength. I would actually remove the bonus damage. I think Ancestral Strength is also way too strong. Remove damage bonus. So it only lets pretty much make attacks slow with chaos. Because with that, you can pretty much just, it helps land your abilities more. So it's a nice cycle. Chaotic Assault would probably need a slight change to attack chaos deals 5% increased damage per stack. So the numbers, this is 150% with 3 stacks. With this, it's 225. My change makes it the same. And if you don't have 3 stacks, you also still get a minor damage boost. But more notably, this now works with the no chaos cap. So if you have, like, let's say just 10 chaos, this will be some 150% increased damage, or your right click will hit for 8.5 times damage, which is right here 88. You would deal 750 damage in a single attack, like half your health. I mentioned 10 chaos because that's how much you need to reach Eldritch Conduit. The original one is expend 10 chaos. And you also heal for 100% damage dealt. I think this is fine. Chaos deals 75% increased damage per stack instead of 50%. Chaos deals 75% increased damage per stack instead of 50%. So this itself is a 50% boost to its base effect. We have Invasive Miasma, which is a delayed thing. Very spammable. She gets heal and chaos. I just seem to be removing all these actives, so I might do something about Invasive Miasma. Let's leave that for now. We have Dead Magic. This one is a good counter pick talent for anyone with armor, Garrosh, anything. Because Overflowing Chaos is still physical damage, I believe. And I would maybe change Dead Magic to... because that doesn't get scaled by anything, I believe. Other than Spell Power, so that's actually pretty weak. But it just does add slight increase in DPS if you only constantly get one chaos, such as using Shadow Waltz. As you can see, her attack damage is 88 and this adds 90. It still hits the target. That one's fine, I guess. I had to change to Eldritch Conduit, which is chaos, has no maximum cap. She has a few quests, which is for Dread. Dread has quests, and this one is for farming minions, which she does have AoE clear, but she isn't really meant to just farm minions because you can see her chaos only is gained when fighting heroes. So it's kind of weird to have her have PvE talents. Lurking Terror is good, I will mention that. And then for Chomp, we have Backbiter, which I actually don't like how the dash is forced. She also passively gets more health, which is if you're free of getting bursted. So I might make changes to this one. Insatiable is good. Well, it's amazing for DPS. 2 seconds also matches Shadow Waltz. Abyssal Symbiosis makes her very tanky with Insatiable. Let's change this to grants 3 Chaos. And Lurking Terror actually works with all Chomp talents besides the dash of Backbiter, I believe. Lurking Terror, yes. So yeah, it does work with Abyssal Symbiosis. You can get range proc for this through Lurking Terror. Or Shadow Waltz, we have in point. Conditional damage boost 90%, very high. Additional chaos, that's good. Blagresmo. I guess it's fine. Also a very strong effect at the tip. The cooldown reduction helps if you miss. Just so you can use it slightly earlier again. We have Determination. I don't like block stacks. So we can definitely change that. She gets just spell armor. And I don't know how determination is calculated with chaos. If it's additive with chaos, then it's really bad. Attacks additively with other offensive bonuses. And multiplicative. Okay, then if this is multiplicatively, then it's fine. But the value itself is still kind of 15%. Still kind of low. Because chaos itself makes her 3 stack makes her attack 2.5 times damage. This is like a tenth of that. I might make changes to that. Bond of Anguish is only for anti-tanks. And it's also bonus damage, and it doesn't have to be just at the tip. I'll probably reduce the damage bonus slightly to reduce damage bonus to 2% of max HP, increase life steal to 100%. I was thinking of having some type of passive AoE burn based on how much chaos she's holding. So once after a team fight, if you still have chaos left over, it can help with pushing PvE because you actually can't expend that chaos. This one helps heal. I'll probably put her sustain things together. Like this one, switch with this, put them together. You don't get chaos. I feel like with heroics giving chaos, I don't really need this one, so I would change invasive miasma to rework into deals 50 damage a second. Deals 50 damage per second to nearby enemies per stack of chaos. The range would match invasive miasma, which is like 4 or 5-ish. 4.5, wow. I straight down the middle of what I guessed. And then, so she has a sustain talent through here, here, and maybe let's have one more, which is... maybe dead magic? If we make it the splash on that one also heal. Or this one actually deals DPS and heals by some health per second. Passive region. So this one heals based on the enemy's health. This one is flat. And this one will be passive region. Deals 50 DPS to nearby enemies and heals let me just check like Vala's Gloom again. So a good passive region would be what's that? 12 region per second. That's like 1% of HP. $15 HP per second. Heals 15 HP per second. So this heals 182 per hero hit. And mine would heal 45 HP per second per... heals 15 HP per second. So yeah, 3 stacks is deal 150 DPS and heals 45 HP per second. And with this, you can actually use Eldritch Conduit. Chaos has no cap. So if you can stack this to ungodly amounts and never attack, you can be a passive monster. Actually, this might be too high. Let's say heals 10 HP per... 10... So 3 stacks is 2% of your life per second. That's probably better. So yeah, we have those 3 at 13, the sustain tier. Then... Hidden hero with Shadow Waltz resets cooldown and increases spell power by 10% for 5 seconds. Let's look at Dread for a bit. We have some quests. Growing Nightmare increases its damage. I might remove her quest. This one, the reward is literally more spam. I don't like spam. We can make one for Dread Growing Nightmare, which is increases eruption damage by up to 150% based on distance traveled. Because we can see, let's see, it hits twice. The wave and the explosion hits double damage. This is 2.5 times 175 is actually maybe way too hard. Let's just say, maybe up to 100% damage. Well, I mean, she does hit very hard. This is 305. Okay, this will still hit the hardest. At double damage. So we have this one, it's like additively. So these two actually permanently get 100% increased damage once you finish it. Oh yeah, let's maybe actually say 150%. And then we just put this as a later tier, maybe 7-ish. So this one is just for eruption. And then we could just have Mind Devourer. Mind Devourer. Just leave this to be increases Dread's slow. To 40%. So from 25 to 40. This one will probably be a pretty early talent. We can have, let's call this, let's actually do the opposite of Backbiter, which is, let's call this Lunge. Dashing with Shadow Waltz increases damage of next chomp in 2 seconds. Within 2 seconds by 50% damage. Dashing with Shadow Waltz increases damage of chomp within 2 seconds by increases damage of chomp within 2 seconds by 50% damage. Because she actually doesn't have a chomp damage bonus. Okay, this might be a bit too high. Let's say like 40%. Because chomp hits really hard. This is also like a hybrid talent. We have Shell, Waltz, and Chomp. We have Chomp and Dread in Lurking Terror. So you could technically combine these two. But to dash, you need to hit a hero. So you can dash? No, you can Dread, Shadow Waltz, dash, and then do a long range, super high damage Chomp, along with a super high damage Dread Eruption because of Growing Nightmare. So yeah, I like that. So we have what, 1, 2, I don't know if I want to keep Determination. Maybe I'll remove this one. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Space for 2 more. I took out 1 here, I took out 1 there. We can maybe have another Dread talent. Increases Dread's slow. So if this is a 60% increase. I don't know if I want to increase Dread's range. The range is actually pretty... 12 actually isn't that far. I might actually change this to be... increase the slow of only the wave. So if you wanted the high slow, you hit them with just the wave. Or you hit them with just a wave. And close enough to the eruption so they still walk into the eruption. You actually need more aiming with this. Yeah, if I do it like that. Increases Dread. Dread wave slow to 50%. So it's just the wave. We can also add some type of passive chaos. Well, actually, ravenous hunger. Let's have. Do we have that as a chaos talent? Looks like we have a chaos on every tier. Let's say ravenous hunger. If chaos is below 3, killing a minion gains 1 chaos. Killing a minion restores 1% HP. Killing a minion restores 60 health. The 7 minions. So if you have 60 health, heal 420. That's about a third of her pool. Let's say killing a minion restores 2% HP and gains 1 chaos if chaos is below 3. This isn't specific to just hunger now. So she can get burst healing through minions. Killing a minion restores 2% HP and gains 2%. She gets a 6 of her HP per wave. Killing a minion restores 2% HP and gains 1 chaos if chaos is below 3. I mentioned this is specifically because of my Eldritch Conduit. You can't farm minion stacks to get chaos. So this is for these two, this is for these two. Yeah, Dread, maybe one more. I just threw away Determination. Let's just start putting things in their place. And so I have an Overflowing Chaos at every tier, actually. Ancestral Strength, I remove some of the damage. Chaotic Assault. I kind of got some damage. Ravenous Hunger is against minions. We have the Sustain tier at 13 with Invasive Miasma. And Dead Magics can stay at 16. And then we have Eldritch Conduit. This one can actually be up here. Oh, actually, hitting hero with Shell Waltz resets cooldown. So I feel like that functionality overlaps with Allegresmo a bit too much. But this one is just a tip. On point is bonus damage just at the tip. And then Allegresmo can be the cooldown reset at maybe any part of it. And final Toccata will be, what, just spell power? So I'll say Allegresmo would be just hitting heroes with Shadow Waltz sets its cooldown to 0.5 seconds. So we removed the first part, and then we're buffing the second part, so it doesn't have to be just a tip. Or just it resets its cooldown. Resets its cooldown. And then move this to like the 16. Because we have, let's see, Bond of Anguish at 13. The sustained here I said. We'll leave Abyssal Symbiosis. Lurking Terror, we can leave it at 16. Well, this can probably actually be out here because it's an additional ability. Endpoint can be 1 still. We can also have... Where's my dread thingy? Mind Devourer. So we can have just increased slow for dread or for all abilities. This is some bonus damage for that thing. We have... Insatiable probably stays at 7. Okay, now let's just keep Allegresmo the same. Let's leave that at 4. And then we will have... Maybe... Lunge would actually probably be at 7. If you want sustained damage, you pick Insatiable. If you want Burst, you pick... Lunge? Or maybe Insatiable at 4. So you can spam Shadow Waltz Chomp. Shadow Waltz Chomp. And Growing Nightmare at 7. Yeah, I'm more tempted for this. All ability hits, including heroics. And then we have the 2 heroics, these, and then this one should actually be a Shadow Waltz talent. This should be hitting with dashing. Dashing with Shadow Waltz. Resets cooldown and increases spell power. Dashing with Shadow Waltz increases armor. Determination. This one lets her go in. Rework this too. Dashing with Shadow Waltz increases armor by 20 per stack of chaos for 2 seconds. So this lets her get up close and personal with Shadow Waltz. This one is more for the range attacking. So yeah, if you have 0 chaos, you hit with Shadow Waltz, you get 1 stack, right? Go in, 20 armor. Have on point, that's 2 stacks, 40 armor. It's all armor, not just spell armor. If you already have chaos, you can get 60 armor. If you're curious about with Eldritch Conduit, armor caps at 75, which is 4 stacks and above, so there's no problem there. The armor cap is just a game mechanic. So yeah, I made some more things rely on chaos. And she has some of these conditional boosts. They all have timers, so she still requires a high skill cap. You have some sweet spots, some windows. And yeah, I love it. This is Orphea. Lastly, we have Probius. Who is a probe from StarCraft. I don't really think he has a backstory. Is just a builder in... I'll need to search up what probe does. So it's the Protoss builder. Here, I would put him at... probably low. I don't think he's good. I feel like his cannon's really squishy. He needs his pylons to not be destroyed. He himself is pretty squishy. And he has a bit of a delay before he can do damage with Warp Rift. So he has very passive damage, I would say. And it's not comparable to other heroes. Familiarity, I'm low. So his heroics, his pylon overcharge, increase the size of the pylons and lets them attack. That one's fine. Pylon overcharge.
So, are you ready?
And no gate. Heavy, slow, minor damage. I would change no gate to only be usable in power fields.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And then, because I will show you what I was planning for Probius, which is to make a lot more things interact with the power field of his pylons. So 20 also makes more sense for no gate since it had to originally be inside the power field. Now it lasts forever. So he needs to protect that pylon, but he can actually spam no gates. And this other 20, you can have 3 pylons. And increases the damage of the overcharge. So yeah, you can see it's 50% more damage because of the 3rd pylon. That one's fine. So I'll just talk about some of the changes I was planning. Such as, I believe it used to be like this, but Canyon used to only be able to be summoned in the power field. I'll probably bring that back. I will also add a delay before the canyon and the pylon is constructed. Just so unlike Gaslow, Probius will need time to set up. It's a delay and not a channel because Protoss buildings actually construct themselves once you start it. That's why it would just be a delay. So I was thinking 2 seconds for each. I will also allow him to hold 2 canyon and 2 pylon charges. So he can store them up and then set them up. So this is Photon Canyon. Oh, and also Photon Canyon changed to have infinite duration. This is also why it needs to be in a power field now. And you also will have a cap of 2 canyons also. So I know you can just like passively drop all these things and then have them pretty much just push out a wave. Like, I mean, it does kind of fit the canyons because canyons should be permanent. And if the enemies don't want you to do this, they need to come send someone to clear it out. So I think this would add some unique identity to him, which is like passive pushing. Only like Abathur actually has that, and it's really weak through locusts. Because lane pushing is underrated or known to be strong. You can see like Ragnaros's Molten Wave is highly regarded. Or just pushes out a wave. I would change Photon Canyon to can only be placed and attack within power field. Infinite duration, 2 charges. And two max deployed. Two charges and max of 2 active.
Wait. Wasn't that supposed to be the tough one?
I will join you.
So it doesn't get that attack speed bonus. The reveal enemies, I'll probably remove that also. Also want to change up his kit a bit. His first doesn't do much. It's pretty much a catalyst for his second, which is to detonate it. You don't really ever throw the first other than to just detonate the second. So I was thinking of changing the first to do something else. But at the very least, I would make it so if you throw the first onto a Photon Canyon, it will boost the strength of it. That's where I was thinking of moving the attack speed. So now you have to drop your first onto the canyons. And you can also have to position the canyons in a line so you can efficiently buff both of them. Probius, you can also tell, is very reliant upon his pylons because he gets insane mana regeneration. Or he only gets mana regeneration within them. It's also like 10 times the value of a normal person, I think. So yeah, he pretty much lives or dies by his pylons. We also have Warp and Pylon, has 2 charges. Takes 2 seconds to be created. Two charges can only have 2 active at once. Takes 2 seconds to be created also. And then no bonus within power field. So to sub, you need at least 4 seconds, 2 for pylon, and then another 2. But you can drop both cannons at the same time. But it still takes 4 seconds to form. You have a spare pylon, you can do whatever you want with it. So we also have first disruption pulse. Increases attack speed of photon canyons by 40% for 4 seconds if shot at them. Increases attack speed of photon cannons by 40% for 4 seconds if shot at them. Can only be placed in attack within power field. Infinite duration, 2 charges. Can only have 2 active at once. Takes 2 seconds to be created. No bonus within power field. Has 2 charges. Takes 2 seconds to be created. So we have...
Learn from this and come back stronger. Our core is under attack.
We have, let's see, Disruption Pulse. Warp Rift. Photon Canyon. And Warp in
Defeat can make you stronger.
Pylon.
MVP.
So you can see he has like pick your flavor of Pylon at 13 and pick your flavor of Warp Rift at 16. So we can, let's look at his canyon. This should be his signature spell. He has a quest that increases their health and deals more damage. He gets minerals through killing minions. And that reduces the cooldown of Pylon. That's okay. So we have gather minerals. I guess it's fine. Increases the strength of his canyons. Photon barrier makes him tanky, but he shouldn't really be hit. I'll definitely have something called detector, which, yeah, is this part where Photon Canyon reveals enemies, reveals stealth enemies in its attack range. I'll make that a separate talent. So you have to spec into it if you want it as a counter pick. Tower defense reduces cooldown. I would actually have tower defense as a 20, which is Photon Canyon, charges, and active amount increased to 4. Photon Canyon charges and active amount increased to 4. It's doubled. Canyons actually do 105 damage. I always find the canyons really weak, honestly. Shield capacitor. 10% so little. Maybe let's buff it to like 20. Because yeah, Protoss units have shields. This can be other shield capacitor. Shield increased to 20% of max HP. Because this HP pool is very small. Looks like it's bottom 5. This one makes him move a bit faster, reduces cooldown. I guess it just passively reduces the cooldown of that one. Turbocharged. I just made the cooldown reduction to 15 seconds. I don't know why it's at kind of a weird number. So this is kind of for its mount, turbocharged. Cooldown reduction to 15 seconds. This just helps with his mobility. Because his mount is a dash, let's not say dash, it's a heavy movement speed bonus that's removed when attacked or when damaged. He has, let's see the quest, Warp Resonance, where Warp Rift can get an extra charge, also increases the damage, sounds fine. This one makes it come back. I don't think anyone ever uses this. Or it's an accidental damage. Rift Shock deals bonus damage. If you shoot it close after arming it, that's fine. Probius loop is okay, I guess. You need to hit heroes, so you can't just infinitely siege with buildings with it. Shoot 'em up, I'm just gonna remove that. Or tower defense. These 3, I guess they're fine. I mean, I won't do too much changes to Probius, I just don't find him that interesting of a hero. These, let's see, I think that's actually a lot of damage. I just find that number just sounds abnormally high. Let's just drop that to like 20%. Maybe just, no, that shouldn't stack. Okay, so we have those 3. Also pick your pylon at 13. Aggressive matrix. Let's reduce damage bonus to 20%. We have power overflowing and shield battery. These 3, they look okay to me. Quantum entanglement. Gravity well. And interference. So we have construct additional pylons. Or gatekeeper. We will have Probius loop. Stays at 20 for sustained damage. Sustained burst damage. And then we have the signature tower defense. We took out that one. We Echo Pulse. I mean, that one is fine now with the canyon being affected by Disruption Pulse. What's the size of Disruption Pulse? Maybe I'll add a quest to Disruption Pulse, which is size of this is 1.7 also. Let's just call this Disruption Wave. Disruption Wave quest to hit. Let's say like 20 heroes with Disruption Pulse. Reward is 20% increased AoE. Maybe bigger, like 30% with 30 heroes hit. Or maybe, let's say 15. You get 2% per hero hit. We push Echo Pulse. We have the quests up there. We would... This one's gone. Photon Barrier. I guess we could pick between that one, Shield Capacitor. And one more of these. Let's Photon Barrier. Problem with this is I think it works at any range, really, since my canyons now last infinite duration. So let's put the other quests. They are fine. Warp Resonance. So he has a lot of charges for his abilities. So he can hold them all and deploy them all at once if he wants to. Let's have Shield Capacitor at 4. Push Turbocharge to 7. So then 4 and 7 can have 2 ability talents each. So we're using Rift Shock, this one and this one. Which one comes first? Let's do Echo Pulse. And then we leave Particle Accelerator as 7. Actually, so this is pick between one of these two extra damages. Particle Accelerator. Let's actually have Rift Shock up. At 4. Echo Pulse and Rift Shock. So we can actually take both of these damage talents together. We have Particle Accelerator. Let's just remove the bonus, remove bonus cooldown reduction. Let's say remove passive. Remove passive cooldown reduction. And then here we will have one more, and that will be for Photon Canyon. Let's see, show capacitor is this thing. Turbocharged. And then these... Oh, this one, I want a detector. And then that tower defense down there. Reduce attack damage bonus to 20%. For disruption, pulse, maybe range. Now returns. No, let's just do AoE. Yeah, okay, so I guess Probius is done.
Commence combat preparations.
You're one of the heroes who's been fighting here for years, aren't you?
Of course.
The battle begins in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The gates are open. Go!
been struck down.
Rise again.
Choose a talent.
And the dead.
Take your medicine.
Learn from this and come back stronger.
And by created, I mean more like active. You can damage them while they're being created.
Choose a talent.
Nanosecond.
using?
Keep lost.
They're attacking the core. Stop them. Our core is under attack.
Strategy is working. That's enough out of you.
Огонь по готовности.
Double kill.
Misery loves company.
They're attacking the core. Stop them. Our core is under attack. Огонь по готовности.
That was good.
Our core is under attack.
Okay, that's all for day 20. See you next time.